bigger than a digger.
A small house.
So as we look down on pit lane, we saw just to the right-hand side there, we've got a streaker running down through pit lane. Well, I'm blowed. I've never seen that at a motorcycle meeting in my life.
Fantastic.
That is the first time I have ever seen anything like it. Well, you've got to say there are a lot of people that would be gobsmacked here to see such a sight. It was only a matter of time, really, wasn't it? Tell you what, she looks like she handles well.
I tell you, I told Jan to stay home as well. She's just not obeying orders.
Yeah, look at Glenn Richards. Sophie, your turn, Sophie.
Yes, I bet you two are in your element, aren't you, at the moment?
Well, what can I tell you? Nuts magazine.
Right, Glenn, obviously a bit of a distraction going on there, but I want to talk to you about the very last race of this season. The first one didn't go quite to plan for you, did it?
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, we've had a bit of a bummer this weekend. I haven't felt real confident with the front end all weekend, really, and just been searching for the, the front end feel. And we actually sort of dropped onto it, and I think in that first race it felt pretty good. But I just touched the alternator cover on the ground down there, that left-hander, and it's just one of those things. I've got to be a bit careful with a full tank of fuel.
Yeah, I was going to say, 'cause what actually happened there?
Just touched the engine down and lifted the front wheel off the ground. So. Like I say, I've got to be a bit careful with a full tank of fuel, so we'll have another go on this one.
So you're going to want to give it your best shot for this very last race?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, we all want to finish the year off here, with a good result, so I'll be trying my best.
Do you have any plans for next year yet?
No, not really. No.
Just waiting to find out how it goes from today, are you?
For sure. Today's important, and we'll talk about next year, next week.
Okay, thank you, good luck. Congratulations, he hasn't even gone yet. Right, let's make our way over to his teammate, Dean Thomas. Come with me around here. It's quite crowded at the moment. Dean, hello. Now, the guys were saying earlier that was probably the best ride of your season so far, the first one.
Yeah, to be honest, that's the most comfortable I felt all year, really. And, I actually felt like I could fight for the front, so... It's a shame that I missed out on the podium, but, we need to do one better, so I haven't really got anything to lose with this one, so I'm going to give it everything, I think.
Well, obviously with Cole Harris having to withdraw and the fact that you've kind of moved on to the first row now, is that going to give you more of an incentive to give you more of a push?
Well, it's a bit of a catch-22 because I'm only a few points behind Cole in the championship, so, my head sort of says, don't do anything stupid, get the points and, move up one spot, but on the other side, I want a podium, so I think I'm just going to go for the podium and see what happens.
All right, then. Good luck. Right, let's move across. Right. We have to talk to Gregorio, if he will allow me to chat to him very quickly. You've come through. Gregorio, it's the very last race of the season. You're a man on fire at the moment. Can you feel how close you are to being the champion?
Yeah, it's the last one. We hope everybody's finished well.
Are you a bit tense at the moment?
Not really. I mean, I did all I could do in the first race. I'm going to try my best in the second one, and let's see how it finishes.
Can you tell us where you'll be riding next year?
Sorry?
Can you tell us where you'll be riding next year? Come on, I know you can hear me.
Maybe later.
All right then, I'll come and find you later. Right, let's move on. Good luck.
Didn't realise that Troy Bayliss was here as a guest of GSC Ducati. Obviously the Airways Ducati boys have brought him across. He might join us here in just a moment. Meanwhile, we get underway with race 2, the final race of the British Superbike Championship. It's go. Dean Thomas gets a flyer, but look at this, as it was before, the two Airways Ducatis launch off. It is Haslam in the lead from Lavia, from the fast starting Glenn Richards, it looks like, round the outside. Underneath them is the blue biker James Hayden gets it all squirrely and immediately goes up into what would have been second place. Yes. If it hadn't been for a Hawk Kawasaki. It is second place now, and Neil Mackenzie can barely cover his enthusiasm for that manoeuvre.
Well, he did get a bit squiggly on the brakes there, but probably a little bit like someone out wide there. Was that one of the Yamahas?
Well, it doesn't really matter from where we're sat at the moment, because out front is Leon Haslam looking for another win here at Brands Hatch. James Hayden in second place, and already 50 yards adrift of this guy. Leon Haslam, he has been let out of track like a greyhound.
Looks like Dean Thomas there. Is he up into...
Chasing the rabbit. It is Dean Thomas behind Lavia.
Fast starting Dean Thomas as in race 1, but James Hayden, he got into Drews there a little bit hot, but actually worked out okay. It was a bit of a worry for a second there because there's a lot of riders on his outside, but Lavia's bolted right on his rear wheel there.
Yeah, Lavia cannot afford, though, to make a silly mistake here. Clipping the rear wheel of somebody else on the early laps and taking himself out. Kianari could come through to take a race win if he can.
Well, he's in 9th position at the moment.
Mind you, Leon Haslam could win it for Lavia if he doesn't score the points.
Exactly, Leon Haslam's away with this at the moment.
So out of Sterling's corner they go at the minute. On to Clearways. It is Leon Haslam way out in front from this battle for second place at the moment as they both sit up as they come out of the dip of Clearways and onto the front straight. underneath Hayden. Well, he's not going to want to go out with making it a 1-2 for Airwaves Ducati. Well, one man who knows exactly what it's like for a race for the GSE team is Troy Bayliss, and I'm honoured that you've managed to come and join us here. Surely you're here as a guest of Airwaves Ducati and Daryl Healy. Nice to see you. What about your boys?
Yeah, well, it's good to come along and check it out. Obviously, I've spent some time here in the past, and basically I've come along to be part of the party tonight with Daryl after he takes another championship. So I hope it all goes well this afternoon.
Can't wait to see you on the beer a little bit later on. Let's take another look at this passing manoeuvre now. 36 Gregorio Lavia up the inside. Well, you know a lot about Gregorio Lavia, Troy. You've raced against him in World Superbike, but really, to me, he looks like he's progressed here in our domestic championship.
It's incredible. Like he showed up here this year, he hasn't seen any of the tracks. He's set a load of lap records, and obviously he feels very comfortable with the team, and I know how good the team is and how professional they are, and it just goes to show how it is. And like, look at Leon now, he's doing a great job, and I think he's got this race already.
Lap 2 of 20, I like that. A man so optimistic. Well, I can tell you that the track temperature has dropped by 3 degrees compared with the opening race of the day, and that will fall into the hands of Dunlop. Their tyres are pretty consistent at this temperature. The Michelins, though, the colder the track gets, the harder it's going to be for them to work out on the racetrack. So Kinanari, maybe the track temperature, Neil, is going away from the Michelins.
I would say so. Dunlop's enjoying a bit of a cooler temperature here, and I know all weekend Michelin have struggled, and really because it's the time of the year, first week of October, track temperature has dropped a bit, and the Michelins do like the track temperature to be up.
Just, can I draw your attention to the time that Haslam has put in on lap 2? 1:26.4. Oh, James Hayden off.
Exeter Druids there.
Well, so easy to do when you're keen to get on the gas coming out of that corner. I think that bike is, looks to me like there's another bike smoking going down the hill as well. Take another look at it. Sorry, I missed it first time. You talk it through it, Neil.
Yeah, Exeter Druids here. He just got a little bit wide there and then got on the throttle edge of the tyre there. It's so easy. If you're a little bit wide, the track's a little bit dirty, a little bit dusty. It's a real fine line exiting there. So
the Rizzler Suzuki fortunes end as they began. Oh,
Ben
and that's
Wilson.
Ben Wilson out on the Vivaldi Kawasaki. That might have been the bike that I saw smoking.
It's Tristan Palmer. I thought it was number 11 there. It's number 17.
Lap 3 of 20. Sparks flying off. Well, he's certainly set the world alight already this year. It is Haslam and Lavia, the Airwaves Ducati. Do you know what? Up until Mondello Park, and Troy Bayliss will laugh at this, up until Mondello Park this year, Daryl Healy and Team GSE Ducati had never got a double, a first and second, until Mondello Park in Ireland. I find that amazing considering the stars that have ridden for the team.
Well, I haven't got a good memory, but yeah, obviously they're on it this year, that's for sure.
No doubt about that. I'll tell you what, Airwaves must have absolutely done the deal of the decade in coming to sponsor this team.
Leon Aslan did an incredible lap there. Lavia's just done a 1:26.293.273, incredible, another lap record.
Well, that's not just a lap record. Race 1, Leon set the lap record, 1:26.631. I wrote it down so I didn't forget it.
I know,
and he's just got the lap
record
quicker.
Yeah, but on the second lap of this race, he broke the lap record again, and now Lavia's gone quicker.
It's amazing.
Just shows you that they did have something in the bag in race 1.
How about Dino? He's going okay.
Yeah, he is as well. He did in race 1. Dean Thomas there on bike 12, all Kawasaki, and of course his teammate and compatriot behind him, Glenn Richards, and behind them, number 2, the HM Plant Honda of Michael Rutter. So that is 3rd, 4th and 5th, the battle for 3rd place then. And Dean Thomas, well, he deserved a podium, you know, in race 1. He was there all the way through. It looked to me like he could have pulled it off, and no one deserves it much more, apart from perhaps Glenn Richards.
Now, Glenn Richards has been riding hard all weekend, and he leans that bike a lot. He pushes the front really hard, and he does have problems with the bike ground now. Has it set quite low?
Do you know, if you go back to the old S&S days when he was sponsored by Mick Grant and Russell Savory, same problem. He used to grind the crankcases out everywhere on the thing. I think it's his style. He leads it straight in, really uses it off the edge of the tyre. No way to come back when the crankcase hits the floor.
Both these guys are riding these bikes so hard. Really good to see the Kawasaki's working well.
Lovely little team. Stuart Hicken and his wife having dinner in the hotel last night. Real nice couple that it's almost understated, isn't it, the way Stuart runs his team. And I bet you the budget that they have compared with some of the budgets out there are minute.
Well, HM Plant on the guys, they're all looking a bit average now. I can't understand what has gone wrong here in the last round.
Well, a lot of that, if you ask me, comes down to demoralisation. It doesn't come down to motorcycles or team, personnel. I think it comes down more to a demoralisation of the fact that the championship can't be won, and perhaps the way that Rutter has perhaps been dealt with in this last week.
Lavia is just done 125.728. How good is that? Second under the lap record almost from 2003.
That is not just a second under the lap record from Shaky Burns' lap record from 2003. That is also 0.2 of a second quicker than the pole time set by James Hayden.
On race, yeah.
Unbelievable on race rubber this early on.
They were obviously very conservative in race one, just having a bit of a cruise round at the front. They've really pulled the pin now.
Let me ask Troy Bayliss, who's obviously, Ducati at the beginning of the year, the speculation was it wouldn't be the motorcycles, it wouldn't be the bike that did the job, did the business. But these guys have come to this series after having a year out. What's it all about?
Yeah, well, I was looking at all the results from this year so far, and since halfway through the year, obviously Greg is just coming to grips with the bike, but the team itself and also the bike's definitely made some steps forward as well. But since halfway through the year, apart from Knock Hill, Greg has absolutely been first or second nearly all year. So it just goes to show he's really on form, and he's feeling very comfortable on the bike, and he looks it as well.
Well, they both do at this particular point. Leon Haslam, I would think he's going for the win, but only if Greg lets him have it would seem at the moment, because Gregorio has caught him. We got a glimpse a moment ago of Jeremy McWilliams in pit lane on the Stobart Honda. That, I'm sure, will be the last time we see him riding one of the green bikes. In fact, I would say that I'd almost bet my entire year's salary on it.
Maybe Troy's got some inside information here. Do you think Gregorio will let Leon win, or is he up for winning it?
I think Gregorio's up for winning it.
He looks pretty keen, doesn't he?
A master of understatement.
I'm sure Leon's pretty up for it as well. It'll be interesting. Greg's feeling comfortable, but he doesn't have to do too much, so I'd like to see Leon have a win, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, Kianari back in 7th place. It doesn't really matter what happens at the front. If Kianari finishes 7th, it's Livia's championship.
Well, let's take a look down the order at the moment. Haslam and Lavia, you can see them battling away at the front. I'm sure they're just putting a bit of a demo on for the brand's fans here at the moment. But Dean Thomas and the other Hawk Kawasaki runner, Glenn Richards, are 3rd and 4th, with Michael Rudder on the HM Plant Honda a long way back now in 5th place, a long way back behind the 2 Hawk Kawasaki's. But hard on his heels is Gary Mason, Ryuichi Kianari, Steve Planer and Tommy Hill picking himself off the floor from race 1. And rounding out the top 10, Johnny Ray on the Red Bull Rookie Superbike, 18 years old. Expect a lot more from Johnny Ray. He's found it quite difficult here at Brands to learn the track and get himself up to speed on a Superbike here. But Johnny Ray is a star of the future. I'm absolutely convinced of that. He's put in some great rides this year on the Superbike when nobody, including myself, I'm ashamed to actually mention, thought he could do that. Lap 7 at 20. Lavia has the fastest lap and the record. Haslam has the lead from his teammate. It's an Airways Ducati. Just listening to the sound of 2 Ducatis booming through the woods here at Brands Hatch.
It's like a couple of Spitfires coming down for the kill.
Well, they've certainly, marmalised all challenges, haven't they, really? It's you've got to say that the 2 Kawasaki's behind are a long, long way behind. There are 2 distinct races going on here at Brands Hatch in race 2. In fact, you think these 2 are taking the mickey.
It's incredible how dominant they are. This is what HM Plant were doing earlier in the season, and suddenly it is all turned around. These guys are just going to start the season hot favourite, no matter what riders have got on the bikes.
Well, you've got to say Leon Haslam has come of age this year. He's dedicated a hell of a lot of effort into this year at the moment. Gregorio Lavia just appears to have the edge over Leon in most places this year. He is a world-class rider. Leon is an aspiring world-class rider. He's done a tremendous amount of racing around the world at different levels, Leon, and he's still only, 22 years old. It's incredible. You can't believe the kid has done as much as he's done, but really, you need a little bit of maturity sometimes to add to that raw talent to make it all work for you at this level.
Yeah. The good thing is, though, he's still improving. He certainly hasn't reached the level, and he's still getting better and better. And Lavia has done a fantastic job this year. Leon trying hard there, having a bit of a moment out at Westfield.
Well, he must be wondering at the moment whether Lavia is going to let him have this race win as well. I wonder if they actually have got a pact made on whether it's going to be one of them ones where they roll across the line at slow speed, having dominated this race and given us a real spectacle.
Lap times are doing wouldn't suggest that. They're still in the high 2060s, so both guys are trying hard. Both guys are having moments. So
in fact, they are the only ones in 2060s. So you've got to ask yourself why. They are what? gentlemen, look, 8 seconds in front of the third place man. It's almost, well, I won't use the word joke because everybody's trying as hard as they possibly can at this level, but I would never have envisaged. Oh, let me ask you that question now. At the beginning of the year, would you envisage that the Ducatis would have been anywhere near this dominant?
No, I've got to say not, for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the 1000cc Japanese four-cylinders are getting stronger and stronger and faster. And these guys, I felt, had pretty much been at the limit as far as the Ducati goes, but it just shows you how strong they are. And also with GSE being out of racing for a year, to come back and be as hot straight away and be as dominant. But it's all about the riders. The riders that have got that have made the difference. With any other riders, I'm not sure this would have happened.
Do you know what? I think it combines also with the fact that Dunlop were threatened by Michelin, and Dunlop have actually thrown so much effort and resources at making sure these guys have got exactly what they want.
Yeah, the Donington scenario with Dunlop really impressed me. I never really thought they could take on Michelin there and do what they did at Donington. That was incredible.
I spoke to Phil later and he said something pretty similar, the fact that, you know, Donington was probably the worst place that they could have had that massive PR push that they had there. Huge hospitality for all their main people. Donington Park was a chosen place, but as it turns out, it's been a double whammy, hasn't it, as James Hayden now watches the race as well. Good to see he's perfectly okay. But it was a double whammy for Dunlop. They went to a track that Michelin should have been the strongest at, and indeed the one that Ryoichi Kiyanari dominated at last year on Michelin tyres and that Honda, and they whooped everybody.
Yeah. But take nothing away from the riders. Sure, the team has to supply everything, but at the end of the day, the riders have to give good feedback, they have to give good development, they have to stay consistent, and they have to stay calm. And Livia has been the man this year. Like I said, every single team manager in the paddock has picked them as the rider of the year.
Leon Haslam and Gregorio Livia. Formation dancing here at Brands Hatch. They really do look majestic as they sweep down Graham Hill and onto Bottom Bend. Up towards Surtees. Every single turn here has a famous name. It is, for my money, the home of motorcycling, Brands Hatch. It is the most wonderful racetrack. Still a little bit, how shall we say, dangerous in the odd places. A couple of places you wouldn't want to fall off at, but it's a great uphill down dale. It's got a real mixture of corners and elevations. And seemingly this year, they are all to the like of the Airwaves Ducati boys, because just look at the lead. They got 9.4 seconds at the last time and counting at half distance. 9.4 seconds over a world-class field behind them. It's the two Hawk Kawasaki's in third and fourth place. Dean Thomas still got the better of Glenn Richards. Michael Rutter still in fifth place, half a second off of Richards at the moment. Then it's Kiyanari, Rutter's teammate, on the other HM Plant Honda. And then Gary Mason, the best of the Eddie Stobart Hondas, in seventh place. Steve Plater on the Hydrex Honda, Tommy Hill on the Virgin Mobile Yamaha, and Johnny Rowe on the Red Bull Rookie Honda. That's your top 10. Oh, and I must mention the best of the privateers on the Superbike Cup, Danny Beaumont on the JJL bike, a retirement in race one, but Danny Beaumont leads the Superbike Cup race. Oh, look at this. This is going to be a bit hectic. Through comes Richards.
Down the inside, nice clean
Left
pass here,
himself.
but a little bit wide out onto the dirty bit of the track, and Dean Thomas down the inside, but two HM Plant Hondas right on their tails.
Yeah, which is not exactly where they might have expected to be today. I must say, you would have expected the two works and factory Hondas to be on a par with the Airways Ducatis rather than the Hawk Kawasaki's. Not that that's any detrimental comment regarding the Hawk Kawasaki's, but really a full factory effort with all the Japanese personnel and the technicians that HM Plant Hondas have got here. They must be grimacing.
Well, I heard after Friday there was a few packages from France arrived just to help out with the tyre situation, and Michael seemed quite positive that it would improve things, but they obviously didn't.
Daniel Cross-Bean, of course, the chief Michelin technician here. He's been around all year. They go backwards and forwards from Clermont-Ferrand in France to our UK racetracks. They developed tyres specifically for the UK racetrack situation. Obviously, we speculated about them having World Superbike tyres and MotoGP tyres when they first came over here last year, but now they are on specifically made Michelin tyres for the UK circuits. But Dunlop pulled their digit out, for want of a better phrase, and have come up with tyres that work as well.
The problem Dunlop had was that they never had any competition, and they pretty much won the championship every year at whatever pace. They had no one to push them, but It really proved how good they are that Michelin come along, raised the envelope, pushed the envelope, and Dunlop reacted.
Reacted and still supply 90% of the paddock with tyres. It's a volume thing with Dunlop as well. I mean, they've got so many people they have to service here on a weekend basis. It's incredible.
And just won the Supersport Championship as well, and some serious competition there from Pirelli Metzler.
I'm sure we'll see all the adverts as through comes Chianari on his teammate, and looked pretty much like Michael Rudder looked to his left there, but he wouldn't have any of it, was he? Mind you, you wouldn't if you'd just been fired on Tuesday. Who's worried about helping his teammate in these circumstances? Still 12, Dean Thomas in 3rd place. 4th place, 75, there is Glenn Richards. Behind them is number 2, Michael Rudder. Then it is 6, Ryoichi Chianari. And behind Chianari now is Plater. That looks like Plater on the Hydrex Honda. Good to see Steve Plater, one of the most likeable guys in the paddock, right there with the factory Hondas.
Yeah, nice team, the Hydrex Honda team. Steve Plater and Kieran Clark, of course. And Steve, well, I haven't really spoke to him since Cadwell Park, but hoping that things might stay together and he spends another year on the Hondas with the Hydrex team.
Richard Wren, the recipient of the Virgin Mobile Cup prize of a Superbike ride with the Virgin Mobile Superbike team this year, is a retirement in pit lane. The number 24 bike finishes his last race of the year and his last race with the Virgin Mobile Superbike team on a low note. Meanwhile, these two doing completely the opposite. High and deep notes. Haslam and Lavia 1st and 2nd. Dean Thomas and Glenn Richards on the Hawk Kawasaki's 3rd and 4th. Rutter and Chianari, HM Plant Hondas in 5th and 6th place. Steve Plater on the Hydrex Honda 7th place. Eddie Stobart Honda 8th place. Tommy Hill 9th place on the Virgin Mobile Yamaha, followed by Johnny Ray in 10th place on the Red Bull Rookie Honda. Lap 13 to 20. I hesitate to say the word boring, but we've kind of seen this picture now for about the last 10 laps. These two in formation, just continuing. There was no slight on our director, by the way. It's a very pretty sight to see the two Airways Ducati. But I'm unsure. Oh, that's a bit more like it. Let's have a frame full of motorcycles all scratching for 3rd place, shall we?
4 Hondas there, scrapping for 6th position. That's incredible.
2 Kawasaki's holding off the 4 Hondas. Isn't what Honda came to the British Championship to do last year, that full factory effort with the full factory fireblades. HRC motorcycles prepared in Japan and brought to Britain in a box, and obviously the technicians that went with it this year, the fireblades that they're running.
Steve Plater.
He's done it!
Nice
He's done Rutter as well. Unbelievable. Steve Plater has gone Michael Rutter and now sets off after Chianari. He's a believer.
Steve Plater, he is a Sunday man as well. It's definitely what he's good at. In a bunch, scrapping it out, exchanging paint.
Well, I'll tell you what, his progress, he's got enough time to be doing it yet. We've got 6 laps and a bit to go, so Steve Plater could put the Hydrex Honda into one of its best positions of the year. Kieran Clark is his young teammate, of course. Where is Kieran? He's down in 19th place at the moment, having a great day here at Brands Hatch. He's had a bit of a difficult year, but he's another young charger.
So difficult for Michael Rutter though, because if you don't feel you've got the support of your team, where do you find the motivation to go and get a result for them? I find that incredible. Very interesting. Yeah,
I mean, we've discussed it throughout this programme, and having thought about it as hard as I have, as Chianari looks at the inside of Glenn Richards and surely gets it at Hawthorn. Good move, and in one of the most difficult corners on the racetrack as well. Coming in there, you've got to get it dead right. So he sets off after. That's another thing with Chianari. I mean, like, as the temperature rises in his tyres, as they get a little bit worn, maybe they start to come to him a little bit, because we've seen this so often throughout the year, where Chianari just starts towards the end of the end of a race distance, starts to get better and better, faster and faster, picks off more and more people.
Yeah, maybe it'll be. His lap time's still 4/10 of a second down on the leaders, Haslam and Levine.
Well, they are in a different race. There is no doubt about that. So Troy, it's been a while since you've been here for British Superbike racing. How's it progressed since your days? As we see Plater go under Richards as well. Sorry, Troy, it's Plater making up another place.
Yeah, it's looking very professional, of course, and it was strong when I was here in 98 and 99, but I think it's grown again since then, and it's good to see. It's nice for me to come back today. I've seen a lot of familiar faces around the paddock, and there's still a lot of people here that were still here all them years ago, and yeah, it's great. It's great to see.
What about the machinery? More in depth, as Chianari looked at the inside there. What about the machinery? More in depth.
Well, obviously there's a lot of good bikes out there, and now all the 4 cylinders have got a bit more capacity. But look today, the Ducati's still doing it, and
Amazing.
They got it going on.
Here we go then. Same place again, into Hawthorn. It is Chianari now that moves over on Dean Thomas. He loves that fast entry to that Hawthorn bend. Chianari goes up into third place now. Dean Thomas slips back into fourth place on the 12 bike. Then it's Steve Plater all over him like a raincoat. So watch out for Plater. He's on a mission.
Well, now suddenly the championship, if something happens to the Airwaves Ducati guys, if they get into a bit of an argy-bargy, anything can happen, and we agreed before this race started, it's not all over yet by a long way. I'm sure they're going to behave themselves, but they really do have to behave themselves.
That is a great point. And almost you can forget about it in this particular race, because Chianari...
He's looking dangerous now. He's in third position. Anything happens at the front, the championship's his.
77, Marty Nutt is in pit lane, so Marty Nutt stopped with a mechanical problem. Of course, he won the opening Superbike Cup Privateers race earlier on today. He won't be doing it twice. Down Paddock Hill, up to Druids.
At Donington in 2000, it was a foregone conclusion. Chris Walker had won the championship 3 or 4 laps from the end, and then it suddenly turned around.
Oh, don't remind us of that. There were more tears spilt that day, I think, than any other day in motorcycle history.
No less by the man behind you, Nick Barnes. I'm sure he shed a few tears that day.
As Nick snuck up on my shoulder, he has as well. Nice to see you, Nick. A man that is ingrained in the history of Suzuki. Haslam and Lavia are still out front, I remind you, by some 14 seconds from Ryoichi Chianari in third place. It would take an act of God, surely, to stop Airwaves Ducati. They lead. They're 1 and 2. Gregorio Lavia only has to finish this race in any point-scoring position, and that is assuming Lavia wins the race for Lavia to take the championship. So Chianari, he would have to win with Lavia not finishing to take this championship.
Well, these words scare me.
Well, you started it. Lap 17 of 20.
I'm something as nervous as Darrell Healy is now.
Yeah, I reckon they might have put the board out steady on, boys.
Yeah, bring it on.
We haven't seen the board, but I reckon you're right.
Bring it on board.
Mind you, they should have had that hanging out at Cadwell Park earlier on in the year. We wouldn't be in this position now. It would have been Lavia done it.
Look at Steve Plater. What a job he's doing. It's not the question. He's on the rostrum here.
What an interview that would be.
Oh, how good would that be?
You might have to seriously look at your rider of the day.
Yeah, you're right. What? Well, not give it to the streaker.
Well, she sat behind you now. He looked round as well. I can't believe. Troy, can you believe he looked round?
I never look round when I'm racing.
Good job you don't race anymore then. Haslam and Lavia out front. Chianari in third place. Plater, as you can see, trying to take it away from him. Then the 2 Hawk Kawasaki's.
Oh, this is amazing. This is adding a whole new dimension to this last race.
15 seconds the lead now of the 2 Ducatis over this battle for third place. This is the corner that's slightly scary. Into Sterling's.
I wonder if the Hydrex Honda team have got the good Dunlops for the last race. It certainly looks that way.
Well, it looks like, yeah, for sure. Mind you, it doesn't matter with Steve Plater, does it? Is he going to go? No, I think he's going to go to the inside then, up in the clearways. He's on a good tight line. He seems that bike's right with him, isn't it?
Easily his best ride this season. Last best ride this season, I would say, is at Croft on his last race for the Kawasaki team, the Dienza Kawasaki team, but doing a brilliant job here.
Now Paddock Hill. Third place battle, 6 is Chianari, and it looks from a camera angle like Steve Plater might be taking a bit of a nibble at him on the number 4 Hydrex Honda. Still Dean Thomas, a duo of Antipodeans in 5th and 6th places. There's Shane Shaky Byrne, forever smiling. He's got a brand new gold Daytona watch, Rolex watch on his arm. Unbelievable. And he bought one of them special Breitlings with the old alarm in it as well.
And they've just come back from Malaysia, haven't they?
He hates it when people say that. He hates it when people say that.
Yeah, I heard they've gone up in price up to
Look,
about
there it is.
$30.
Look,
It looks all right,
unbelievable.
looks good.
Now shows the other arm, yeah. Nouveau Riche. Can't believe it.
Chinatown in Kuala Lumpur, they got a really good deal on them.
Nah, it's not the same thing as buying them retail.
Oh, Steve Plater.
I thought he was going round the outside then.
He's just having a laugh now.
Well, like the Airways Ducatis out front, you mean? It's a look at how much of a lead they've got at the moment. They've already crossed the line and we're counting. We'll be able to do it on a sand timer soon. Haslam and Lavia have gone past our position.
There goes
Well, this is the third place. It was nearly 16 seconds last time round. What is it now? 16.6. So they've added nearly a second in that last lap or two. Ducati's out front. This will be it, up to the top, surely up to Druids. Plater will go for the brakes here because he got good drive. Ooh, maybe not. It's me trying to talk up a bad manoeuvre.
Got a tail ender there in front.
Well, you've still got Dean Thomas as well as having a bit of a nibble here. I mean, Dino ain't opened up with this yet either.
I think Steve just needs to settle down and get himself a bit closer.
Behave yourself. When has Steve Plater settled down?
Well, it's just seemed like the closer he's got to Keenan, the more excited he's got about that pass. But you can just keep things smooth. He's certainly got the pace. The bike seems cooking up. The tyres seem to have enough grip.
I think it's fumes.
Yeah.
They're affecting him. He's up the pipe of Gianari. He likes this bit of the track, Steve Plater. He's real fast out of Hawthorne and through this bit of Westfield.
Yeah.
Closes right in again at Dingledale, which is probably one of my most favourite places on any track anywhere. This bit up into Sheen. Superb stuff. And look at Plater. Again, he loves all this natchery stuff where you're really jamming the front in.
You can see he's got good grip there.
Yeah.
The Dunlop's working really good, building all the way around there.
Look down the leaderboard, still Danny Bowman, the 37 bike leading the Superbike coming, he comes through and clear away. He's there, he's going to get a roar in the front of the big banking here in front of us. Through has gone Steve Plater, takes third place. Gianari tries to chop to the inside and use the power of the ancient blonde Honda, but he's going to have to fight hard on the brakes as they come into Paddock Hill. No chance. Plater goes through into a podium finishing position. Now it's on, it's the final lap. Well, it's not about the Airways Ducatis anymore. They're gone off the front. It's about these two for third place. In fact, these three for third place. Dean Thomas isn't finished yet either.
The only chance Keenan has got, if he gets onto the back straight onto Pilgrim's Drop, gets a good drive on there and uses the speed of the factory Honda down to Hawthorne.
It is a little bit quicker. It's all about whether Steve Plater can get the drive here. And he's turned it in a bit tight there. I reckon Keenan's got a bit of drive. Yeah. Well, I don't know though. Maybe he's got a good gear coming out of Surtees onto Pilgrim's Drop. Here we go. What's the betting though that Plater makes a go straight back at it? Haslam out front on the final lap. 2 corners to go for him yet. Gregorio Lavia is settled in second place and will win the Bennett's British Superbike Championship. But that battle for third place, God, I'd like to be seeing that. So then down into Clearwater for the last time. Unfortunately, we haven't got a split screen to see both things. We're spoilt for choice here at Brands Hatch. Over the line comes Leon Haslam to take the race win. Gregorio Lavia comes through second, but the Bennett's British Superbike champion. We look back for third place as cuddles all round from Simon O'Donnell. Plater is going to take third place. That is superb. Ryoichi Gianari is knocked off the podium and out of championship contention. Plater takes third, and is he happy? What an understatement. Rises over Brands Hatch from the tyre burnouts all around the track. We can celebrate with Leon Haslam and Gregorio Lavia of Airwaves Ducati. A magnificent double again for those two. What a team they've been collectively. Steve Plater, fantastic on the podium on the Hydrex Honda, beating the full factory Honda of Ryoichi Gianari. Then it's the two Kawasaki's of Dean Thomas and Glenn Richards. Gary Mason on the Eddie Stobart Honda in front of the last HM plant Honda of Michael Rutter. Michael Rutter, of course, not with them next year. Tommy Hill finishing in 9th place. Johnny Ray 10th. Michael Laverty on the other Stobart Honda in 11th place. Ben Wilson and Danny Beaumont being the best. Danny Beaumont being the best of the privateers. Lavia then is the champion. Gianari can only finish second this year. His teammate third. Leon Haslam consolidates fourth.